We are going to give you our best 11 of week 16. And I am honored to start. I'm going to start with forwards. Okay. Is that okay with everybody? I am going to go off a little bit of recency bias, but also she balled the hell out. Jordyn Huitema, goal and an assist after quite a scoring drought. I think absolutely deserves to be in one of the front three that we have in our little 4-3-3. Second, Sophia. Well, first of all, Jordyn Huitema, the bicycle kick deserves its own thing. That was incredible. She's already taller than everybody. Yeah, she's already taller than everybody. Her foot was near the post, like the crossbar. It was nuts. I can't wait till we get a still shot of that because it was just chef's kiss. My striker, Sofia Cantore.
Yeah.
Golasso. Welcome to the NWSL. First Italian in the NWSL. First Italian to score in the NWSL. I doubt there will be a debate for that. And my third and final striker, which I know I'm going to get a laugh, Alyssa Uncle Naeher. Throw her up the pitch. I think she deserves our weekly best 11 as a striker.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I want a permanent print of this and her name in writing.
It's too good.
It's going to go up on socials, but honorable mention, Kimi Ascanio and Rosamond Kwasi. I think they were both phenomenal for each of their sides. Rosamond Kwasi with the late equalizing goal for Washington Spirit, and Kimi Ascanio, I think such a young player. I've loved watching her grow, especially with the veterans and the internationals around her. I think we're just seeing the beginning of her potential as a footballer. But do I have any disagreements, any arguments with my front three?
I love those.
I'd love it.
We're cool with Naeher?
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'll talk about mine when I get there, but yes, I love Naeher as the striker. Bring her in, get her up there.
I just can't believe we're saying it. Yeah. Y'all, imagine you miss this game or whatever. We're busy tonight, and you go to check the scores tomorrow, and you look, 3-3. Let's see who scored, and it says Alyssa Naeher. You're like, that's got to be a tie. What? That's not. What?
I want a still shot of that green sock. Like it's just her, and we were like, who scored the goal? And it was a green sock at the goal.
So silly.
Incredible. Okay, I'm keeping her. McCall, you've got the midfield. Let us know who you're thinking.
And this one is my type of midfielder. I love a player who links things together, creates things going forward, and then also can get on the end of it. So I'm going Kenza Dolly. I've loved watching her since she's come to the NWSL. And the goal that she scored is exactly how I was explaining. She was the one that created that build-up, and then she continues her run to get in the box to receive it again and ends up finishing it. Midfielders that create their own goals, essentially, for me, that is just incredible. I love that. And when, she's not a massive goal scorer, but when she has that opportunity for her to get credit because she's always setting up others and doing all the dirty work, like she's chef's kiss for me. Olivia Moultrie, she hit that banger, bro. When that popped out to her, you could see that there was no doubt in her body or her mind. She was like, I'm smacking this. I'm hitting it as clean and as hard as I can, upper V. And she's coming alive a little bit. I think she had a slow start to the season. I think a little bit of pressure and just kind of finding her new way in this Port and Thorn team, with a lot of expectation and pressure. And, she's still so young, but she's also a veteran. She's been on that team for 5 years. It's crazy to think about. So they're really looking to her. So Moultrie, good for her. And then this one's a little bit more invisible to people, I think, but Claire Hutton, y'all. She's playing against Orlando Pride, a youngster, not even 20 years old yet, playing against one of the top teams in the league, top midfield players in the world. She was shining. She stood out to me. She was clean. She was sharp. She was defensively solid, making her tackles, stringing passes together. I mean, she's a standout, and she really shined the other night against Orlando for me.
I love that shout for Hutton. You know who she plays like to me is a Sam Mewis. Mm-hmm. I think her savviness on the ball, she does the fundamentals so well. She has a punch behind every single pass she makes.
I have that same thought, Darian. Sometimes I'm looking at her, I'm like, okay, baby Sam Mewis.
Right?
Actually, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Whitty and I were on that call, and I was like, she's the best player on the field in this game. And granted, like the game was wild, the 3.5 hour, but like to be that young, come out, have the maturity to be able to, after a long delay, then step on. And I think Sintnor is going to be like this for them too. And obviously it's been known that they're best friends as well. But the one thing about Hutton that I really appreciate is she does bring something different, because we know that they like to attack quickly. And she has like a patience in her game that just settles, I feel like, everybody down, and she'll switch the play, gives them a different look in the attack. Yeah, I'm just echoing everything that you two just said, because I thought she was hands down the best player on the field in that game when it was obviously going to be fine margins, given that they were 1 and 2 at the time. Okay, so I have defenders and goalkeeper. So I'm going with four defenders. I have Ellie Jean from Louisville. I think that she has been dynamite all season long. And even Bevianez will say, if you look at one player on their team that has like elevated their game, has been such a catalyst for their togetherness and the way that they play, I feel like no doubt Ellie Jean. So want to sing her praises, and a big part of why they got the tie on the road against Washington. I'm going with Emily Sams. I have 2 players actually from the Kansas City and Orlando games.
Dude.
So Emily Sams, I thought she was lights out.
Their tackles were
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, how are your legs still attached? Which is always like perplexing. But they had a little bit of a tactical adjustment where they went with like a tight back 4. And usually it's Carson Pickett that they release on the left side. But this time they released Sams and against Izzy Rodriguez for Kansas City, who will be more of an attacker than a left back. I thought Sams timed her decisions on when to go and be aggressive against Rodriguez, also while having to be mindful of taking care of Shawinga and at least limiting her impact. So Sams, I thought, was tremendous, especially after they lost Banda. They knew they were going to have to defend because there wasn't going to be as much of an outlet up top. And then Sharples, because you've seen Alana Cook, unfortunately, go out with an ACL in that actually the same match back in May at Orlando. You've had Elizabeth Ball that picked up a knock. So then Haley Mace had to play. And just for a player that I think continues to improve in Sharples and just on both sides of the ball, but also have to like lead a back line that sometimes leaves themselves vulnerable because they send players forward. In this game in particular, too, I felt like the onus was on her to establish possession and not necessarily just about defending. And that's not always easy. So credit to her. And then last one, Natalie Jacobs for Houston. Wild game.
Great
Who
shout.
knows what's happening in some of these games, but a resolute defender who got the job done away. They ended up getting all 3 points against Gotham. So I want to give her a shout too. Okay. Moving quickly. And then I was going to say Mackenzie Arnold for goalkeeper. I do want to give her honorable mention, but I'm going with Alyssa Naeher in goal too.
Have to.
Yes.
If you're scoring goals, you're just going on the list. So go on Alyssa Naeher. You got all of our votes, whether it's in the attack or in goal. So Mackenzie Arnold, I'll save you for another time because she's super, like, really grown into that Portland goalkeeping position too. But
yeah,
there. So
I love that. She's been absolutely stellar. Okay, producer Mark, if we can't have Naeher in both, put her on the goal, and we'll explain in the caption that she was also striker, and we can put Kim Miascanio as the other forward because I absolutely think she was a baller.
Put her in there. No,
yeah.
Do y'all imagine what's going through their brain when they're running up the field to get up there for a corner and they're like the goalkeeper? Like,
yeah, you're dying. You're like, what's happening? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's so good. Producer Mark just told us we can put Naeher on both. Okay, I love this. Kim Miascanio, I want to put her as my honorable mention. I think that she has been so good for San Diego. We've seen her grow a lot, like I said before. But we need to talk Coach of the Week. Who do you guys think deserves it?
McCall, you have a vote? I'm going with Ella.
Okay.
I'm going with Ella. Listen,
I think we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, we have to.
Sorry, I just butted in. I said to like you to go, and then now I'm just giving you.
No,
I left it open.
You're spot on,
Lori. You're being polite. I would left it open.
Yeah, I mean, the joy in that team afterwards, scoring those 3 goals, the joy from Ella Mazer, having been a player in this league, and then 3 ties for everything that the chaos that they've been through. I think it's deserved.
And you can tell they want it for her. That's the most important thing for me.
Yeah.
When you have the respect and desire from your players that they want good for you, they want to perform for you, that's management.
Yeah, I completely agree. When you can instill belief in a squad and you celebrate the wins with the squad, the small wins, the big ones, the ties with the squad, I absolutely love it. All right, last but not least, captain of the week. And it doesn't have to be a player, it doesn't have to be a coach. I mean, I think I nominated Tealman one weekend, like 3 months ago or something like that. So McCall, do you have anyone in mind?
I'm going all the Kansas City fans that stayed for a 3-hour delay in that heat. It was a heat index game. And those people said, we're showing up. So if you remember, Lowe had a pregame press conference, Matchday -1. And at the end of the press conference, she said, we're going to need y'all fans. Please come out tomorrow. It's a really big game. And they freaking listened. And they did not leave. They stood by their side no matter how hot it was. They stayed there for their players. And it was massive. So shout out to the Kansas City fans for sure.
I'll say one thing about that being at that stadium. It was so hot that we thought this place was going to be bananas, right? Like it was just going to be bonkers that you expect always at CPKC Stadium. And there actually weren't. It was so hot. And some of the far side of where the broadcast booth is, it's actually in the sun because it's not completely covered.
Yeah.
But by the end of that game, it really didn't feel like there was much difference between what it looked like that at the time that was originally going to start compared to after. And so to your point, McCall, yeah, it's just like we were even saying that on the broadcast, just like it's exceptional because whether they came back or stayed or whatnot, I mean, there's a lot that have like young kids and stuff and you just have to leave. But yeah, it was cool to see. And you're still like trying to drive that team along. So
yeah,
that's what they built there for sure.